All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So here she is. She's a 2021 Jeep Wrangler Sahara, and this is the 4xe package, which basically means that it is a hybrid vehicle. It does have a 17 kilowatt hour battery, and that's under the back seat. And let me see if I can get a better angle. Here we go. It is under the back seat for you, and it is, of course, a plug-in. This uses the standard J something or other plug. I don't know what it is, but you'll figure it out if you decide to get one. Now, a lot of people ask me why I went with the hybrid, and I'll tell you why I went with the hybrid. It's the same reason why I went with the Sahara. So as you guys know, my wife's Jeep, she bought a 2022 Rubicon, and her Rubicon is badass, man. It's sitting on 33s. It's got BFGs on it. It's a soft top, and it's a Rubicon. It comes with 410s. It's a great off-road vehicle. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I actually made a video said I can't drive this thing every day to work. And the reason why I can't drive that every day to work is just because it's not designed for long road trips. I posted that on a Jeep forum, and of course I got flamed by all the Jeep guys calling me a mangina and that I'm a pussy and blah 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 blah. And you know what, I really don't care, because that's an honest reaction to your car sucks. They instantly go, oh no it doesn't, oh it's just a Jeep thing, you don't understand. Duh. And I hate the term it's a Jeep thing. That's like an excuse for shittiness, right? Oh, I get a lot of cracked windshields. Oh, it's just a Jeep thing. No, it's because the design is bad. But you know what? We're not talking about the design is bad, because the design is cool. Nothing else out there even looks like this. Maybe a G-Wagon, right? Maybe a G-Wagon. So when I got this, everybody was like, whoa, wait a second, Eddie. What do you mean you got a Wrangler when you just said you can't drive a Wrangler every day? Well, I can't drive a Rubicon every day. And I'll tell you why I can't drive a Rubicon every day. Part of it is these bad boys right here. So these are Bridgestone Dueler all-terrain tires, and they are, I'm sorry, not all-terrain, they're all-season tires, and they're sitting on 20s. And when you step back, you go, it's still a Jeep. Yeah, it's still a Jeep, but these allow me to drive to work every day and not beat the hell out of myself. Another thing is this Jeep sits about a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch lower than most other Jeeps. And it's because it's got a little bit softer suspension, definitely softer than the Rubicon. It also comes with steps here instead of rock rails, which I'm gonna take off. And the reason I'm gonna take these off is because if I open the door, I don't need to step on them to get into it. If I step on them to get into it, this is my head height, I step over the Jeep. Like, look how tall I am up here. Like, this is, like, what am I looking at? Look how tall I am above the Jeep. Like, they don't do anything. But what I will tell you they do is they get in my way. If I come in here and I sit in the Jeep, look at this. I can't put my legs straight down. I have to like put it over this thing, and it gets on your pants, and it's a pain in the butt. Plus, they really don't do anything. Now, if I was 5'5", like some other guys, and I couldn't get in my Jeep, I'd probably use these, but I'm gonna trade these out and I'm gonna get the rock rails on it, because I do plan on taking this off-road, which is important. Another thing about the Sahara package is it comes with the hard top. A Sahara Jeep is really easy to see because it's got the hard top. Most of the time it's gonna be body matched, and the fenders are body matched. I think it makes the Jeep look really good. Regardless of the tires or anything like that. You got to understand that it's still a Wrangler. Now, some people say, hey, aren't you going to lose a little bit of off-road ability with that Jeep? And the answer is yes. But I will tell you that when I had my Gladiator, before I got my 35s, I had similar tires to this on my Gladiator because I had a Sport S model, and I went almost everywhere I wanted to go. I aired these down a little bit. I put it in 4 low. I used a little bit of speed and had absolutely no problem getting anywhere I want. I think Pirelli said it the best. Pirelli said, power is nothing if you don't have traction, right? And if you air down some street tires, yeah, you're not gonna be able to climb on any huge rocks, but look, I'm not taking this thing rock crawling. In fact, one thing I learned from having a side-by-side is I do not wanna go rock crawling. But what this does have is this is trail rated, which means that it does have protection underneath. You can take it off-road. You can still ford the same 30 inches of water. And if you don't believe that you can ford the same 30 inches of water, here's your plate right along the back. It says that you can ford water fording. right here, 30 inches at 5 miles an hour. And if you don't think that that is true, go watch my video of my Gladiator when I bury it underwater, because it's actually really great. So another couple things that this one has, it does have the LED light package that I really like. It makes the truck look just a little newer. I don't mind the older standard halogen light package, especially on the back, because I think it looks very Jeep, you know, to say. But on the front, the standard light package actually looks really good. And I'm gonna flip these things on here. We're gonna turn on the parking lights and I'll show you how good these look. So the LED package comes with LEDs down here in the side markers, and also LED running lights, which look really good. They're kind of hard to see because it's not dark outside, but the LED lights do look incredibly good on the Jeep Wrangler. What's up, everybody? That car guy Eddie here, and today a video on, look at this. Oh, it's my Tesla. I mean, it's my Wrangler. It's my 4xe. Yes, that's right. Today, this is the introduction of the 4xe. And I thought, what better way to tell you about it than would be to give you a quick once over while I'm at an EV charging station. All right, so let's talk about the interior for a second. So the interior of the Jeep Wrangler 4xe is very similar to any other Jeep that's out there. There's just a few exceptions, and I'll talk to you a little bit about it. Because this is a Shurhara package, it does come with the leather. This is another thing. I'm in my car a lot. I commute with this Jeep, and I want something comfortable. My wife's seats, the Rubicon seats, they're great, but they are a little stiff. The bolstering is a little bit more hardcore, and these leather seats don't really have the same stiffness problem that her cloth ones did. So I kind of like the leather. Plus, leather is just easier to clean up. You know, I got kids, things are in this car. Leather is just always easier to clean up. I like it. If you pan over here to the dash of the 4x8, it's a standard, anything special. You can see I'm plugged in, I'm charging here on the level 2 charger. But if you come over here, you do have the standard 8.7-inch Uconnect. It does have heated seats. It does have all of your things regarding all of your charging ports and things like that. And more importantly, it's got a real transfer case. You know, it's got 2 high, it's got 4 high auto, 4 high part-time, neutral, and of course, the best one for everything is a 4 low. In my experience with Jeeps, my limited experience, probably 6 months, is you really don't need 4 low, but you can. And the thing about it is that a lot of the time the transfer case, you're multiplying power is what you're doing. The big difference is what's over here. So it is a hybrid, and it defaults to hybrid mode. So it will choose what's the best for you, electric or hybrid assist at the same time. It has all electric mode, which you can go 21 miles on a full charge. And it has e-save. So e-save, you would flip it on, and basically what would end up happening is you'd save your battery until you got to where you wanted to be. Now, originally I used this, and what I mean, my very first day is I used electric completely around my neighborhood, dropping off the kids and everything. It was great. Dropped off the kids, did everything with it, and didn't have any problems. What the frick is this? Ooh, never noticed that before, but it's obviously been touched up. See the caveat of buying a used car? Oh, that sucks. Anyways, come back over here. Where was I? Oh yeah, I did. And then when I actually drove, I put it in gas on the freeway, and it gets about 20 miles to the gallon with the 2-liter in it. And then when I got off the freeway, I used electric, and then I used gas all the way home. Well, that trip, I managed 23.9 miles to the gallon, which is about 4 miles to the gallon better than we actually got with everything else. But this time I used hybrid when I was on the freeway, and I let it do its own thing, and I actually averaged 27.9 miles to the gallon. So that's exciting. The one thing that's different about the interior, I'll tell you right here, is actually this. Under here is your lithium battery pack. And what this does is this moves this seat up 1 inch and forward 2 inches. Now that doesn't seem like a lot. And when you look here, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut away for a second. I'm gonna show you my wife's. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna show you the wife's. And a good method is I'm gonna show you my seat, my hand up against the front seat, okay? So you can tell if I go like this, I can touch. You'll see in my wife's I won't be able to do that because the back seat is gonna be a little bit bigger. But yeah, that's kind of the 4xe. That's kind of the reason that I bought it. I really like it. The top does come off, which is great. It does have the freedom panels here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because it's a beautiful day out here at the Chargers. And I guess you can ask, Eddie, how long are you gonna keep this car? Well, I don't know. You guys know me in cars. I'm up and down about them all the time, but I'll tell you one thing that I learned about a car that I really like, and I'll be honest with you guys, is I want something that is a toy and a car at the same time. I had someone ask me the other day, they go, Eddie, you've had a lot of cars. What are the cars that you miss the most? To be honest with you, the cars that I miss the most are the cars that I could play in, right? And sometimes that's a fast car, sometimes it's an off-road car, but the cars that I don't miss are the cars that are just utilitarian. I'll tell you, before I bought the Jeep, I actually, I went and I test drove a Scat Pack. It was a 2021 Charger Scat Pack, and I was kind of let down by it. You know, I didn't think it was going to be good. It was okay. Like, it wasn't as fast as I thought. 485 horsepower is not as fast as I had originally thought. Maybe it's because it's an old V8 and it just takes a while to get there, but this has 385 horsepower and 485 foot-pounds of torque. So this is just as much torque as that Scat Pack, and I'll tell you, when this baby's charged, and it moves. I think these run on the quarter mile 13.7 stock in a Jeep, in a 5,800 pound Jeep. So like I said, it's definitely going to be fun. As far as off-roading, I do plan on going off-roading this weekend, so definitely stay tuned. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We're going to take out my wife's Rubicon so that when I get stuck in my City Slicker Jeep, she, of course, can get me out. But as always, thanks for watching, and ride hard.